So I'm going to be sharing some of my unhinged theory about From, and the theory is as the title of the video goes. The theory is that Jade, our beloved Jade, is a From entity. Either he's the creator of the From world or he is one of the entities in the From world. And how I came to this conclusion, and I know that we love him so much and he's such a lovable character, but I think that is the true, that might be the true of the viewers, right? Okay, so how I came to this conclusion was that I remembered just randomly how Jade got into town, right? And it's eerily similar to how the man in yellow / Sophia got into town, right? The one companion they had on their way to town dies before we can get to know them, right? The one companion they had in the same car with them dies. The one person who came in with them into town dies off, and we cannot learn any other thing from them, right? And I think that at the beginning, the first episode, when Jade's friend, in quotes, came into town, he was trying to tell Boyd something, right? When he was rescued from the car, I think he was trying to tell Boyd that Jade, did some crazy stuff to him, and that is why he lost control of the vehicle. Guys, that is why he lost control of the vehicle. And when did the car come out of nowhere? That is, when did Jade and the friend's car come out of nowhere? When Tabitha and her husband made a U-turn. Okay, so stay with me here. When Tabitha and her husband got into town and they were driving through town and getting confused as to why they couldn't leave the town, Tabitha said something like, what if it's like a switchback, right? What if it's like a switchback? And of course, making a U-turn is not exactly a switchback. I tried to look up what a switchback means, and it's like I cannot really explain it, but I think I grasped the concept somewhat. Okay, and I don't think any other person that came into town with a car made a U-turn, and Tabitha and her husband made a U-turn. And if you remember what Sophia said, right, at some point when they were talking about the rituals and the bones, they said, Sophia said it's not just what you do, it matters how you do it, right? So it's not enough to just be driving through town and trying to escape. Making a switch, like a U-turn kind of thing, I think it could have helped them escape town. I think they were on their way to escaping town when Jade intervened, just the same way that the man in yellow came to intervene in town and play the games and whatever, play the people to his own or her own whatever, her own I'm sorry for I'm losing my train of thought, but yeah, so I think Jade came in to play people, right? I think Jade came in to play people and to get people, right? I think, oh my god, stay with me. I'm so sorry that I'm making I'm not going to edit this video because it's just like a random video, so please forgive me for it's not being so coherent. But when did Jade come in? When did the Jade vehicle come in and the Tabitha's vehicle is very important when they came in. They came in when the people of From had been enjoying some peace, right? They had been enjoying like nights, like 90 something or 80 something or 70 something days without event, right? So Jade came to spice things up. Jade came to spice things up because he is a From entity. He is a From entity. Oh my god. Oh, I know I love Jade. I love him so much, but he is a From entity. He came into town to spice things up because things were getting too like peaceful, and so he had to spice things up, right? And why did he come into town? Also because Tabitha and her husband Jim would have exited town by making the U-turn. So they had to come, Jade had to come into the picture and stop them from leaving. Because if they were able to leave, if maybe Boyd saw that, well, these guys did not stick in town, then everybody will be, trying out, what did they do? Or maybe they made a U-turn. That's what I think. Oh my god, I know it sounds crazy, but it makes sense to me, Lord. It makes sense to me, guys. So I think that Jade is a From entity, and he is made so lovable right? So that we can be thrown off the fact that he's a from entity. Also, what did Jade say on his first day in town? He was like, oh, this might be a game. So he might be the game's in quote creator. He might be the creator of the town, and he's just having fun, feeling like funky, having fun, like telling people like I made this whole thing up, right? I made this whole thing up, and having it go over their heads, right? Also, remember that when Jade came into town was around the time that Sarah started having the voices in her head, and she had to take out Jade's companion. Why was it necessary for Jade's companion, the guy in the car with Jade, to also die? Why was it necessary for him to die if Jade was not, like some weird ass person that maybe the guy picked up on the road and then Jade turned on him the same way Sophia turned on the priest? So that's what I am thinking. Jade was picked up because he didn't want to come into town as whatever monster he is. And in the course of the trip, when the Jim's family and when Jim and Tabitha were about to leave town with their children, Jade swerved the car and caused them to go off course, literally caused them to go off course, right? And had them stuck in town, right? Why was it necessary for Jade's companion to die? Why did the voices tell Sarah to do that to Jade's companion? Because he would have said something about Jade. He would have said something about Jade. So that is what I think, and it's also exciting. Anyways, that's all for now. Thank you for watching. Bye.